one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it, because you can.
All right, guys, this is going to be kind of a public service announcement, kind of a PSA, if you will. And I've really weighed doing this. I've been like, I don't want to, I'm not. But I'm going to blame Chad Goo. I'm going to blame Leducator here on YouTube for me doing this video, because I watched his video and it was kind of a push, like, you know what? You need to do it. Kind of an inspirational thing. So thank you, Leducator, for kind of doing that. And I watched his video and I was like, yeah, I need to do this. And this is at the expense of subscribers, because I'm hopefully I don't, but I'm sure, I don't know, maybe there will be some subscribers who go, oh my God, he's off his rocker. Jimmy Dunn lost it. The dude's gone. Or whatever. And because that's what sometimes again, like I said, I go to church. I have a faith in God. And because of that, sometimes there's things that I think to do, and I think up here and I go, this is crazy. Or afterward, I'll go, that was kind of interesting. That was different. What the hell did I just do? So I've been thinking about this, and I've been like, should I do this? But I'm doing this really a lot for me. I'm doing this for my own conscience, for my own good. I'm doing this video here for me, to make me feel better about myself as a person. And I think that's what it all comes back to, is you have to look inside yourself and say, do I feel good about me as a person? If you can say yes, then okay, you're fine. Me, there's some things I got to work on, and some things that can use some improvement. And one of those things is one of the reasons I'm doing this video. I'm kind of doing this, so I'm doing this video to kind of lift these. I've been carrying some resentments. I've been carrying some burdens. I'm carrying them like a rucksack on my back. And I'm like, you know what? I'm taking this rucksack off and I'm flipping it over. I'm leaving it on the side of the road and I'm marching forward. No, I'm not going to change the format of this channel, which you'll hear in a second. But I am going to do this PSA, this public service announcement. I'm going to throw it out there, that whoever, you can laugh at it, you can ridicule it, you can mock, you can say, hey, I like it, or you can say, man, this dude's gone, like Dawn. Because that's sometimes how I feel, and I don't know, I think maybe when you have a faith in something and you step out in faith and follow your heart or follow your spirit, sometimes your carnal thinking or your carnal reasoning goes, what the heck are you doing? And you go, I'm just trying to follow my faith. But your carnal mind, you're up here, you go, you're crazy. It was like Indiana Jones and I can't think of the third Indiana Jones movie. You think I could think of it because I have the box set, but the one where he's with his father. And remember, he goes out to the canyon and they got a cross, and he's thinking, okay, step out in faith, step out in faith. And he steps out into the canyon and they go, Indy! And he lands on the bridge that's camouflaged. It's kind of sometimes how it is. You just got to step out and go, I hope I land okay. While up here, you're going, this is crazy. Because I'm sure Indy was like, oh my God, I'm doing this. Oh, man. So I digress. So I'm doing this. I'm stepping out. Here we go. Earlier this month, I attended via social media the general conference of the church of which I am a member. There were a lot of talks concerning our relationship with our Heavenly Father. And for about 7 weeks now, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. Now, the general conference was only last week, but I've been doing a lot of self-reflection. Now, the format of this YouTube channel is not changing. I still feel in my spirit to stand in the gap between police and civilians, just as Abraham stood in the gap between Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, meaning I still intend to record the police when I have an opportunity. but I am discovering things about myself that I can improve upon. So I will mention some names here that I have called out in several videos. And some of these names are, well, they're all going to be law enforcement, but I guess what I'm saying when I say stand in the gap is, when you have the police on scene, just as Abraham went to God and said, hey, Lot, my nephew's down here in Sodom and Gomorrah, and look, if we could find just 10 good people, will you destroy it? Remember he said 50 good people. God said, I won't do it for that. 30, nah, I won't do it for that. 10, yeah, I won't destroy it if you can find 10 good people. Remember, God told him that. Now, what if he kept going and said, what about one good person? Which was Lot. But he didn't. He stopped at 10. But that's kind of my camera is what, I'm standing in the gap with my camera and saying, look, cops, be easy here on these people because there's a camera here. We're watching you on camera. Do the right thing. It's kind of what I'm saying. I'm appealing here to the higher authority. So I go on. I'm sure that Sheriff Shannon Dykes has good intentions. I do. But I also hope that when a deputy errs, even for the right reason, that error is handled with just discipline. I would hope that Sheriff Dykes would, not justify it and say, oh, it's part of the job. Sometimes it's what we have to do. If he did the wrong thing, sit him down and go, look, man, not good what you did. And if more has to happen, fine. But Sergeant Ramstein at West Valley Detention Center, I've had a lot of encounters with him, and I hope he would continue to be the people person that you've been with me and not change. I hope you continue to be that person that is able to deal with the public. And the following deputies are going to be from the Yucaipa Police Department. This is my hometown. You all know I live in Yucaipa, News Now, Yucaipa. This is where I live, and I'm going to mention some deputies from the Yucaipa Police Department. Now, if I don't say your name, it's because I either don't know your name or I haven't encountered you, okay, if I don't say your name. But Sergeant Jacom, always professional. Teleprompter, initiate. Sergeant Jacom is always professional. He's always been a people person, and I believe his service to the public may come from a desire to please our Heavenly Father. I think it comes from a higher power, if that doesn't offend. And we need more Leos like that. We need more law enforcement officers that are people persons, that just, look, I'm not here to grab a guy and handcuff him. I'm here to serve the public. Sometimes they have to grab somebody. No, look, if somebody's stealing your stuff, hey, what are you doing on my property? Everybody knows that. Come on, don't lie and go, no, I would be like, hey, man, you'd run out there and grab the guy. So sometimes cops have to do that. Sometimes it's just, you see a guy stealing somebody's property. Hey, come here. And not everybody wants to come here, okay? I digress. To Deputy Mike Rose, I don't apologize for the feelings I have had towards you. I don't. But I do forgive you for the way in which you have treated myself and other citizens as I recorded you. You are a father, and I would hope that you can someday see others the same way you see your family, with compassion. To Sergeant Wilson, you were wrong in what you did with your spotlight, and even a week after I had complimented you on a DUI arrest and even videoed the wine bottle for you and said, look, a wine bottle, where the driver fought with the police. Now, while I do not apologize for my actions, I do forgive you and remind you that one good turn does not deserve a tactic of bullying in return. So one good turn, when I complimented you, I said, hey, man, they're going easy with her. She's fighting them. They're doing good. And then a week later, you bully me. That's not how one good turn doesn't deserve bullying. you should remember, oh yeah, he did compliment us on that one video, so to speak. Deputy Arden, you were wrong in that you witnessed Sergeant Wilson doing that wrong and went along with it. But I forgive you for your actions, and I will refrain from labeling you as deputy rights violator, as long as you remember the oath you took and call out bad policing just as you would a lawbreaker. You type of deputies who treat me and the public with respect, you know who you are. And thank you. I might name some of you now. I mean, we've got Deputy Castaneda, we've got Deputy Bremer. Formerly we had Deputy Miller. She was always really, really cool. Deputy Rosa, amazing, dude. Like, why can't we have them females back in our department? Not only they have beautiful smiles, but they're very, very professional. I'm trying to think of some other. Deputy Alcala, Deputy King, Matt King, Jeff King. I can't remember all the names. So I apologize if I didn't name you. But these are the deputies that, they deserve to be named because they treat people with respect. And that's how it should be. You treat somebody with respect, you're going to get respect in return. You don't treat somebody with respect, do you expect to get respected back? It's like a handball. If you toss it like this, it's going to come back to you. If you fling it, it's going to come back and hit you in the face. So why not treat people with respect instead of treating people with disrespect? It's going to come back and hit you in the face. But I forgive them. You got to forgive. You can't carry these resentments. You got to forgive them. I know. And this is where people are going to get upset with me and go, oh, so now you're a bootlicker. No, I'm just somebody that, trust me, if I see any of these deputies that I named, that I've forgiven for doing wrong, if I see them doing wrong again, oh, they're going on video. And I'm going to have to say, look, you're wrong. And it comes from the heart, too. If they're wrong, but maybe it was a mistake, we can call it that. I'm going to have to move forward in a different way now. But the format of the channel isn't changing. Just trying to, I don't know. Just trying to, that's the thing, too, is sometimes I try to please everybody, and you're not going to please everybody. I do. I try to be pleasing to everybody. Hey, man, it's okay. Cordial to everybody. But I'm always going to get that 1 or 2 or 20 that go, oh, man, you've gone to the dark side. Maybe. But why not? Let's discuss it. But I digress. So those whose names I mentioned, those whose names I I always mention in my videos if I know your name. Everyone should learn from them on how to treat others. I never asked to join the movement of the First Amendment auditing, constitutional activism, or police accountability. I never asked to enter this movement. I believe it was assigned to me from my spirit, my conscience. I never asked to do this. I know some people go, well, you started doing it, and there was a time I wanted to quit. Particularly when I started seeing myself act nasty towards the police. And then particularly when I got arrested, I was like, I'm done, man. These cops. But then George Floyd happened. It's like, oh, man, did you guys see that? Then Elijah McClain happened. And most recently, Tyree Nichols. And then the girl on the freeway out here that people are mentioning. I wish I could remember her name. Somebody will put it in the comment section. The teenage girl that was body slammed. And I get that she was going for the deputy's weapon. I do get that. I get that maybe he didn't know what was going on. Somebody grabbed his or whatever. I don't know. I have to go back and watch the video again. But I'm still kind of divided on that one, but I digress. These are things that I've seen on camera, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter X or Facebook or Instagram. I've seen these things and I go, you know, if the camera wasn't there, and sometimes I just can't sleep at night because I think, I got to do this. It's driving me. Maybe it's, I don't know. Somebody told me that I was called to do this. It's my calling. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is my calling to stand in the gap. But like Denzel Washington says in my intro, and I'm going to use that as my closing as well so you can be reminded of it. He says at the end there, you do something about it because you can. You do something about it because you can. I just can't turn my head the other way. I do something about it because I can. I can't just walk away. I can't just turn my head and go, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I can't. Something inside is driving me to do the right thing. And when I'm wronged, from now on, I'm going to forgive you. But at the same time, I'm still going to call you out. Have to. Have to.
One day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.